Today we're going to be working with a fairly advanced tutorial called Alexa Messenger. The purpose of this tutorial is to show you how is it possible to integrate App Inventor's native mobile app building capabilities with App Inventor's Alexa interface. And what this app is going to achieve is a two-way communication system between a mobile app and an Alexa device. To demonstrate this, let me quickly show you the finished product so we can make more sense of what we're going to be building. So here you see an interface where I have at the top a speak button. This is where the user is going to press to speak the message. And when the speech is done, the message is going to be converted into text, which is going to be displayed in the text box that you see here. Now, when the user presses the Send to Alexa green button here, the message is going to be sent to the cloud, from which an Alexa device being used is going to be able to retrieve and read back to the user on the other end next to the Alexa. So let's actually try that. So I'm going to press a speak button and say a message that somebody might send. I arrived safely. Please take care. Okay, you see that my message has been converted to text. Now I'm going to send it to Alexa via the cloud. Okay, so it says message is sent. Now we're going to go to our Alexa interface in App Inventor, and this could also be actually a home device that you have set up. So the name of the skill that I have developed here is called the Message Master. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask Alexa to basically retrieve the message. So I do that by saying the get message intent utterances. So let me do that. Alexa, tell Message Master to get me my message.
Your latest message is, I arrived safely, please take care. End of message.
Okay, so you can see that the message we sent with the app a few seconds ago has been retrieved by Alexa via the cloud, and it is now shared with the user of the Alexa device. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have Alexa send a message again via the cloud, this time to the app, and the app is going to be able to retrieve that and read back to the user of the app. So let's do that. Tell Message Master to send the message. I am happy to hear. All the best.
I am sending the message. I am happy to hear. All the best.
Okay, so the message is now sent by Alexa to the cloud. So let's go back to our app. So I'm going to connect to Visor again. So now what the user is going to do is if there's a message coming from Alexa, you're going to have the user press the green button, and you can see from the cloud came the message, I am happy to hear. All the best. Now what you could also do is have the app read out loud the message received, but remember this is going to be the speech from the app, so you will not hear Alexa's voice, but rather the speech, the voice available from the app. So let's try that.
I am happy to hear. All the best.
Okay, so this way you can see that it is possible to have a two-way communication between an app, a mobile app, and an Alexa device. Now, it is also possible to clear all the messages now that are living in the cloud. So you can do that by pressing the delete all messages button, the red button at the bottom here, and I press that and all cloud information has been erased. Alrighty, now what we're going to do is we're going to be building the app and also program the Alexa interface. Let's start with the app's graphical user interface. Let me show you from the tutorial this slide here. So if you look at carefully, the graphical user interface, by the way, which is built for you, has several different parts. At the top part, there's a horizontal arrangement where there is the orange colored speak button and the green colored send to Alexa button. And what this achieves is that they allow the user of the app to speak into the app their message. Their message is going to be displayed at this text box that you see underneath. And then the green button, send to Alexa button, allows the message in the text box to be sent to the cloud. So we're going to achieve that first thing that we do. And then at the bottom, you're going to notice there's another horizontal arrangement where there's a green get from Alexa button. And this button is going to start the process of retrieving the message from the cloud. And the message is going to appear in the text box that you see underneath here. And when the user presses the read button, it is going to allow the app to read the message back to the user. And at the bottom here, you see a red colored delete all messages button. And this is going to allow us to clear the contents of the CloudDB. Now, underneath, you will see the non-visible components in this app. We need a speech recognizer to go with the speak button. We need CloudDB so that the message can be sent to Alexa via the CloudDB. And we also need text-to-speech component here so that the app can read the received message back to the user. Okay? So the good news is all this graphical user interface has been already created for you. You don't need to worry about creating things and naming things. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be building the functionality of the user interface. Now, the first thing we would like to do is we'd like to decide what happens when the speak button is pressed. Remember, it's the orange colored button right here. So when the user presses the speak button, what we would like to do is we would like to call on the speech recognizer. So we call the speech recognizer and we ask the speech recognizer to get the text. Okay? As this is happening, as the speech recognizer is getting the text, we would like to clear the message sent text box if in case there was any content there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the message sent text box text to basically an empty string. So that way, if there was anything in the text box previously, it is going to be cleared. Okay? So this is what is going to give functionality to the speak button. Basically, the speech recognizer will get the text and the message send text box is going to be cleared. Now, what we would like to happen is when the speech recognizer returns with the text. So let's go back to speech recognizer. So when speech recognizer, after getting text, when that happens, what we would like to do is we would like to have the message sent text box. I'm going to copy paste this, but I'm going to get rid of this thing right here. So what I want is I want the result of the speech recognition to be displayed in the text box underneath those buttons. So it's going to be basically displayed right here. So this concludes the sequence of events that's going to happen when the user presses the speak button. Now, what we're going to do is give the functionality to send to Alexa button. What must happen when that button is pressed. And for that, what we need to do is find the send to Alexa button. So we grab that. And what we would like to do is we go to CloudDB. So go to CloudDB blocks. And what we would like to do is we would like to store a value to the cloud. And we're going to need a tag that is going to identify the messages that are sent to Alexa. So I'm just going to call that to Alexa as the tag. And then the value to store is the message that is currently dwelling inside the message sent text box. So I'm going to grab the text of that text box, and I'm going to have that as the value, as the message that is going to be stored in the cloud under the tag to Alexa. Now, when that happens, it will be good to have a message displayed at the message sent text box that says message has been sent to Alexa. So I'm going to quickly copy paste this, and I'm going to quickly write the message. So let's get that out of the way. And I'm going to have it to say something like message sent to Alexa, so that the user is assured that message has been sent. So I'm going to say message sent to Alexa. Okay? So this way, what we have done is we have completely coded the upper part functionality of the app. Okay. Now, let us quickly figure out what we need to do with the bottom functionality, which is basically here. How do you retrieve a message from the cloud coming from Alexa? How do you store it in the text box? And how do you have it read by the app? So let's create those blocks. So let's find the get from Alexa button. So the one here. So get from Alexa button. So get Alexa button. So when that is pressed, what we would like to do is we would like to again go to the cloud. Okay. And let's go to CloudDB. And what we would like to do is we would like to this time not store but get the value that is stored there. But this time the tag is going to be not to Alexa but from Alexa. Okay, so Alexa is going to be sending messages to a tag called from Alexa. And if it turns out that there's no messages there to start with, you just want to make sure that there's a default value of an empty string there. Okay, so when the get Alexa button is clicked, we're basically retrieving a message from the cloud under the tag from Alexa that has been sent by the Alexa device. Now, when the CloudDB returns and gets this value, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to CloudDB got value. Remember, these things are not happening simultaneously. You basically put a request, give me please from the cloud the value stored under the tag from Alexa. This is not going to happen instantaneously. It's going to take a few maybe milliseconds or so. But once that happens, this event is going to be fired, the got value event. And what we would like to make sure is we would like to make sure that we know that this value, this message that is coming from the cloud is actually, it has the correct tag. So we're going to quickly do a little conditional here, checking that the tag that is being returned here is exactly equal to what we hope it is, which is the from Alexa tag. Okay, so if this is the case, what we're going to do is we're going to put into the message received text box So message received text box text, we're going to put it the value that is returned by the cloud. Okay, so this allows, so when this button is pressed, the app sends a message to the cloud, give me the content under the tag from Alexa. Once it is received, it is basically displayed under the in the text box that you see underneath there. Okay, so far so good. Now the last thing we would like to do is when the user presses the read button, so when this button click event happens, read button click event happens, what we would like to do is we would like to wake up the text-to-speech option, and we would like the text-to-speech to speak the message that is currently dwelling in the message received text box. So I go here, message received text box text, and this is now the message that is going to be read by the text-to-speech. Okay, super. So we are almost all set. The last thing I would like to quickly do is code the delete all button. So let's get that also out of the way. So we are done with the mobile app part of our user interface. So when that happens, what we would like to do is clear everything. So we would like to clear the message sent text box. So message sent text box. So we would like to make that become an empty string. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually copy paste this, and I'm going to just change the message sent box to message received text box, so that way we're clearing the bottom text box. And what we would also like to do is store, so I'm going to quickly grab this, copy and paste. What we would like to do is we would like to store an empty string to the Alexa tag, under Alexa tag, so we are clearing any values that might be living there. But what we would like to also do is clear any messages that was stored there coming from Alexa. So I'm going to copy paste that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this tag to from Alexa. That way both of the tags contents are erased. Okay, so we have created the mobile app functionality for this graphical user interface that you see here. We have every button's functionality given, and what's going to happen is now all this information must have a counterpart on the Alexa side. Alrighty, now it is time to code the Alexa interface. So what we're going to do is we finished the building of the app and its functionality on the mobile app side. And now what we're going to do is we're going to create the code that Alexa is going to need to be able to send and receive messages. Okay? To do that, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Add Skill option here from the menu. And we're going to give our skill a name. I'm going to call the skill Message Master. You could read here, it tells you, it has to contain at least 2 words. You can have some special words like Alexa, Amazon, Echo, etc. So it tells you what not to do, but the name Message Master is a good skill name. This is how you're going to invoke your skill in Alexa. So I do that, and I come to the familiar Alexa interface. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to be dropping an intent for getting messages, a slot for sending messages, and then again, now that the slot is defined, an intent for sending messages. So let me do that one more time. So you should have intent A, slot A, intent B, and we're going to rename these things. The first one I'm going to call get message intent. Okay. And then slot A, I'm going to rename it message sent slot. Okay. And then I'm going to rename intent B as send message intent. Okay. So these are, you'll see in a second how these are going to be used, but these are going to allow Alexa to understand when the user wants to get a message and then send a message. All right. So now we have to associate some utterances, etc. But before we do that, before I forget, let's also get a CloudDB here. So you click on the built-ins are the intention slots, and when you click on the Alexa, you get the CloudDB component. So let's get the CloudDB component here. Now we have to make sure in CloudDB. So let's actually look at where it says advanced. We're gonna make sure that the name of the project, the ID of the project, is going to match the CloudDB project ID too. So let's actually switch back to screen one. Let's go to CloudDB. Let's go to starter. The project ID is starter 2. So let's make sure that they both have the same one. I renamed my project Alexa Messenger starter 2. So I have to make sure the project IDs match. And then the tokens here, let's just remember a few of these letters, C7UF. When I go to Message Master and I open the CloudDB there, C7UFT, etc. Okay, so you got to basically make sure that the project ID and the token are identical. Otherwise, the two CloudDB, if the two CloudDBs are not identical, Alexa is going to send message to some CloudDB, and the app is going to be sending to another CloudDB, and they're not going to be able to communicate. So this is the first thing about the CloudDBs. You have to make sure the project ID and the tokens match with the app and with Alexa. Okay, now let's get to the get message intent, and let's write down the utterances there. So the first one might be, basically we say, Alexa, tell Message Master to get me my message. Okay, so that could be the first one. You write the utterance and then you add. So these are all different ways you can think of saying basically to Alexa, Alexa, get me my message. All right, so get me my message could be one. Read me my message could be another one. Another one could be what is my message? What is my message? That could be another way of saying that. Give me my message, maybe. Give me my message. And you could add there more if you would like to. Okay? Now, message send slot. So when you're sending a message through Alexa, what you would like to do is you would like to have Alexa be able to identify the message part of that. So the way to do that is we have a slot type of phrase. So you'll see in a second we're going to capture a phrase that will amount to the message being sent. And then for send message, so let's send message intent. Let us have a couple of options here. So for that, you could say something like send the message. So this is telling Alexa that I have a message sending intent. But now what the message is, it needs to be captured by Alexa. You're going to do that with the message send slot. All right. So this is the first one. The other one could be forward the message, and then you capture that again with the message send slot. All right, so you add that too. Let's add one more. Maybe you'll say post the message, and then again the message send slot. All right, so these are the three utterances that could amount to basically you telling Alexa, I have the intention of sending a message. All right, now that our voice user interface components are in place, we need to basically now do some coding and give functionality to these. So let's start with get message intent spoken. So when the message get message intent is spoken, first you would like to have Alexa say that start saying basically by saying your latest message is okay. And then I personally recommend pausing a little bit, otherwise Alexa speaks so fast that it's very hard to understand what's going on. So I always put up some pauses between things. And then what Alexa is going to do, Alexa is going to say what CloudDB captures. So we're going to go to CloudDB component, and it says get value. So we're going to say go to CloudDB, get me the value under the tag to Alexa. Remember, to Alexa is where the app is sending the message. All right. And if there's no value there, there's no nothing. Sorry, if the tag is not there, it's just an empty string. All right. And again, I recommend pausing a second after this. All right. So now Alexa went to the CloudDB, got the message coming from the app, and she's saying that. Now she's pausing, and then it will be good if Alexa can say, this is the end of the message. So we are confident that we have captured all the messages. Okay, so you say now end of message. All right. Super. So this is the get message intent. Now we're going to do a similar thing for send message intent. So let's go to send message intent blocks, and it says when send message intent is spoken, okay, what we would like to do is we'd like to inform the user that I am about to send the message I heard. So let's actually start a sentence with a join block here, and we're going to say I am about to send. So I am sending the message. Okay, and then the message that is being sent is the message send slot value. So Alexa parsed what was spoken to her and captured from there and put in a slot the actual message. So this is what's going to be sent. So I'm sending the message, and then we need to say, okay, let's go to CloudDB and store under the tag, not to Alexa, but this time from Alexa. So from Alexa, this is the tag. We're going to basically send the message send slots value. Okay, so that way, this time, CloudDB receives a message from Alexa. Alrighty, so we're going to now test everything to make sure everything is good. So to do that, what I recommend is we go first to screen 1, okay? And let me wake up my visor to make sure that it's available. Okay, so it's going to now connect my device. So let us actually create a QR code. So I'm going to scan the QR code here. And when you scan the QR code, and let me show you the visor again. You basically have the QR code, and then the interface appears. All right. Now, what I recommend at this point is you go back to the Alexa interface, because this is where you're going to be doing all these things. So the first thing to do, of course, before we forget, is you've done a lot of coding here. You need to send the updates to Amazon. So I send the updates to Amazon. This sometimes take a while, so let's be patient here. And it's going to tell you all the stages that are in this sending the updates phase. Alrighty, when the updates have been sent to Amazon and everything is updated, it's going to have, there's going to be a little comment here that says your skill is ready to test. So that means we are ready to go. So I'm going to start with the visor. So I'm going to quickly enter a message here. I have arrived safely. Take care. Okay, and we have seen this demo earlier. I'm going to now send it to Alexa. Okay, now in the Alexa interface, and this could be done again with a device that you have set up at home, I'm going to say, Alexa, tell message master to get me my message. You could also use this microphone thingy here to actually speak the message that you're going to say. I just want to show you this text-based version now so that you have an alternative. So Alexa is going to now take this.
Your latest messages. I have arrived safely. Take care. End of message.
Okay, so it has received the message that was sent by the app. And then let's actually check our utterances here. To send the message, you basically have to say send the message, and then you have to say what the message is. That's what the slot value is going to capture. So we can say tell message master to send the message glad to hear, miss you. Okay, so this is the message that we're going to send.
I am sending the message. Glad to hear, miss you.
Okay, and now we have to go back to the app to see if we're going to be able to capture that. So I press get from Alexa, and we have the message glad to hear, miss you. And then let's see, when we ask the app to read it for us, it will say
Glad to hear, miss you.
Okay, so you can confirm that all of this is happening. The final thing you may want to test is what happens when you press the delete all messages. So I'm going to quickly delete all messages. All right, and then a good way to test this is I'm going to ask Alexa, so tell message master to get me my message. Let's see what's going to happen when there is no message to be gotten. So I send that. Let's see, I actually misspelled tell.
Your latest messages. End of message.
Okay, so I forgot the little T there, so it understood that I want to tell the message master to get me my message, but because there's no message, the latest message is simply end of message. There's nothing there to read. Okay, so I hope this process is now clear in your mind what has happened, and I might go back to the very beginning here to remind you what we have done. We have this situation where we created an app for the mobile device so that you can send the message to cloud to be retrieved by Alexa, and then Alexa is able to read that to the user, to its user. And then in the second phase, what we did is we are able to create code in the Alexa interface so that when Alexa wants to send a message, it goes to the cloud, and from the cloud, it goes into the mobile device. Alrighty, so this is quite sophisticated programming. You have used, everything from the cloud to Alexa to mobile app. You should be very proud of yourself to be able to finish an app of this level of difficulty. All the best. Take good care.